Hey everybody, it's Robot here from Vespa Motorsport and ScooterWest.com. For all things Vespa, check us out on the web, ScooterWest.com. We got you covered for parts and accessories. So, say you have a newer Vespa, kind of one made in the last 3 years, pretty much 2018 and newer. Well, starting with 2018 model years, they went to a newer style 4-position key switch. And I call it more of a hindrance than a security feature. It's intended to be a security feature because the idea is you can have the ignition in the off position where the scooter is off, the key comes out. You cannot open the seat or push the lock to open the glove box. But I know no one's gonna like rob my scooter. I'm not worried about that. And if I want to lock down my scooter, I've always just turned the lock to the lock position where you have handlebars locked, seat lock is locked down, and the glove box definitely doesn't open. But in order to open the glove box, you got to have the key in, turn it to the 3rd position on the key, which is like the 1 o'clock, and then you're able to push the key in. The problem with this position is the key has to be in place. I would never store anything that secure in my glove box, and that's just me. To me, it's just more convenient to hold the keys in there. And also, it's a good security. If you do that and close this, I'm not going to lock it, you'd be completely locked out, or even worse, if you put your keys underneath the seat, but the steering's unlocked and you want to get underneath the seat, you can easily hit the emergency release to pop open the seat. And believe it or not, a lot of people accidentally drop their keys underneath the seat, and this could be a problem. So to alleviate that, there's a quick modification you can do to the electrical lock assembly to make this scooter function where you can open the glove box without sticking the key in and turning it to that 2nd position. And of course, once you're at the run position, you obviously know what that does. It's where you start the scooter, glove box opens while you're riding, all that fun stuff. But so what we're going to do is enable unlocking of the glove box in the off position. But we're not going to enable it when the steering's locked. Of course, when you want the scooter completely locked down and you have the keys with you. So you only need 5 basic tools to do your job. You're going to need a flat bladed screwdriver, which I don't have in here, a small Phillips screwdriver, a T25 style driver, which you can find in the toolkit of your scooter. I recommend having a set of needle nose pliers, not really necessary. And then to do all the destruction in the video, you're going to need this destructive device, also known as a diagonal set of pliers. So this mod can be done on pretty much any 2018 model year Vespa and newer. We're going to do this on a 2020 Vespa GTS HPE. First of all, I got to get the horn cover out of the way, take a flat blade screwdriver, very carefully put it into the badge from the right side, and just chip it up very carefully without dinging your paint. Once you get the badge out of the way, a Torx driver, T25 size. You can also find this found in the toolkit with the scooter. You do this whole job with the tools that are with the scooter if needed. Pull the single screw out. Now the horn cover just comes right off. So pull it, it's got a couple snaps down here, and just pull it away from the bodywork. Next we have a single Torx fastener directly under the 6 o'clock position of your headlight. And typically I'll either have a magnetized screwdriver or I'll put my finger on the screw to keep the screw from falling into the bodywork. So you could just have your finger on a screw, and that's what keeps it from falling out of the driver. And this driver's got a little magnetism, but kind of a quick tip, because unfortunately when you lose a screw, it goes into the abyss, commonly noted as the frame of the scooter, and you're not going to easily find that screw. So both the very left and right edges of the underside of the handlebar covers, there's a single screw that goes into a tab that holds the front handlebar cover in place. It's kind of been doing this arrangement on the GT ever since it's been introduced. So you pull that little screw out, there's also a washer in there as well. You see my technique? what little nail a robot has here is holding that screw so it doesn't fall out of the driver. So I found the best technique to get these 2020 handlebars off. They definitely tighten them up a lot more compared to the older ones. You gotta stick your finger way up there, and approximately right here on the other side, there's gonna be a tab that you can get your finger behind. And once you get your finger behind it, you're able to separate the plastic. And the tab I'm touching is this little guy. You only wanna flex it just a little bit. You can reach it right from the inside of the lever or even through the mirror hole. And I forgot to say, obviously you wanna have the mirrors out of the way before you start this project. And then go ahead and repeat on the right side. And once you're at that point, you can carefully tip up the handlebars, just tip it up a little bit, and it disengages the 3 other mounting points that hold the covers on in place. So with these new models, they have an LED headlight assembly. You want to disconnect a single connector on the very left edge of the headlight assembly. Just get your finger right on that tab and push it away, and it pops the connector right out. Separate the handlebar covers. This is a perfect time if your scooter's getting to be older, maybe flush your brake fluid. You can certainly make adjustments to your throttle free play, or if you need to replace the levers. So located directly behind the key itself is the electrical key switch. And it also houses a spring assembly that pops the button out for the glove box pop. So you have this clip, pulls straight out, and I have the scooter in the off position. Key doesn't need to be in it. So you pull the clip out, then you're able to separate the electrical key switch. So you may need to replace this at some point, such as when your scooter's older and has some corrosion. The switch may have an intermittent issue, so it kind of showed you how to do that. You don't need to dismantle the whole entire bodywork. And the part we want to remove on this switch in order to enable opening of the glove box when the key is in the off position is this tab right here. You can take a set of diagonal pliers and just do that, and that's all it takes. There's still some remains of it. You can just nibble it away with a set of diagonal pliers. And obviously don't get too far into the switch assembly. It may take a couple little nibs. I would probably use a larger diagonal pliers than what I got here. I just happen to have this handy. So we'll quickly get the scooter back together. Of course, don't forget to plug in your headlight assembly. It just clicks. You want to make sure those connectors click when they lock in place. Tip the handlebars up and just pretty much snap the whole top of it and work your way around and make sure the seam looks just like it was from the factory. Take your 2 smaller screws, put them in each the left and right side. Also check the seams under here, make sure everything's lining up perfectly there. The single screw at the 6 o'clock position of the headlight. Of course, I use my finger to help kind of hold the screw before I reinstall it. Turn the handlebars to either the far left or the far right. Take your horn cover. It's got 3 snap points that snap into the frame. And you can just give it a little tap and it will just go right into place. Take your T25 Torx driver and put this screw back in place. Keep in mind this is a different style screw than the one that's in the 6 o'clock position on below the headlight. So always pay attention where the screws go back in place. Then go ahead and snap the Piaggio badge. So the new added feature that you have now is, you know, the key comes in and out at the 12 o'clock position, but you got the added benefit. You can open the glove box now. So if you lock your keys in here, don't be worried. If you lock your keys underneath the seat, go ahead and pull the tab and do that. But you haven't lost any security of the scooter, because if you go to your lock position, 9 o'clock position, everything's locked down, glove box still doesn't open. But you no longer have the nuisance of going to that 1 o'clock position to just open your glove box. So the best part of this product is it's not a product at all. It's absolutely free. You can just do it yourself. You don't have to go on scooterwest.com to buy anything to do this mod. You may want the added security, then don't do this mod. But if you want the added convenience, a simple mod to do. So support our channel, support our shop, support the dedicated staff at Vespa Motorsport and Scooter West. Hit a thumbs up, write a comment on the video. If you have questions, sometimes we get around to answer them. I wish I had time, but I'm kind of a robot. I'm stuck here, just working all the time. If you really like this video, go to Vespa Motorsport's Yelp or Google account and just write a positive review about us. Hopefully this video has helped you out in some way, or one of my mini videos has helped you out. Whether it helped you fix something on your Vespa, buy a Vespa, or even crazier, you own your own Vespa shop. Made a lot of influence on people, and that's something that makes me, motivates me to keep on doing videos. Also in the comments, I'll keep in mind to read them. This is June 2020 if you're watching this way in the future. If you watch my previous video, I don't do too many ride videos. I did like 250 miles on a 50 little adventure. Well, the next adventure is gonna be a short one here in San Diego. Let me know if you want to do it on a vintage Vespa or a modern Vespa next. Just write that in the comments. I'll look at your comments, and next week I'll determine what scooter I'm gonna take out. This is Robot here from Vespa Motorsport and ScooterWest.com. Thanks again for watching. Until next time, stay safe.